Why? No, anything but this fucking show.
I mean, we said Bible Black at first, but you weren't about that. There you go, guys. Is G Shadow crying or laughing? I think I'm better column A, better column B. Go ahead and subscribe to him on YouTube so you guys don't miss out on this review. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm looking forward to this.
Promise is a promise.
Oh man, a big shout out to G Shadow though.
I'm gonna have fun ripping this fucking piece of shit to shreds. If there is one thing I learned on my time on the internet, never ever make bets. They come back to bite you in the ass. Why am I saying this? Well, about a month or so ago, when my friend Westtown HD was streaming SRWX on Twitch, I betted that he would not reach 20 views on that stream, which would be the most I've ever seen him got. And if he did win, his chat would pick a shitty show for me to review. Blech. I thought he wouldn't succeed. Unfortunately, I underestimated the power of the internet. And within like 10 minutes or so, he hit that goal. Congratulations, by the way, dude. Hitting 20 views is surprisingly hard to do on Twitch. Anyway, what was the show they chose for me? This abomination, that's what. This is KissXSis. The title alone should immediately be a red flag. Originally, it was a manga series by a guy named Bo Ditama. Take a wild guess what he specializes in making. The manga was eventually adapted into two series, an OVA version that ran from 2008 to 2015, and an anime version in 2010. Both shows are 12 episodes long, but for the sake of my sanity and liver, I'm only going to look at the OVA version. Since this will probably be the only time I will ever talk about a show like this, I might as well get this out of the way. I never cared for harem or ecchi anime, mainly because the stories and characters are usually very uninteresting and clearly not the main focus. Now, there is nothing wrong with having a little fan service and sexuality in anime. Hell, it's been around since the days of Cutie Honey. But when it's the only thing your show has to offer, then I have problems with it, and unfortunately that is the case with this show. For the people hoping to see more of my usual reviews, don't worry, I got something real special cooked up for the next video. But for now, let's dive into this mess. The series is about Keita Suminoe, who is a young Japanese school student living with his father, stepmother, and older twin stepsisters, Ako and Riko. Since the remarriage of their parents at childhood, the siblings have always been affectionately close and supportive of one another. Oh joy. But nowadays, the trio sees their opposites in a noticeably less platonic fashion. Ako and Riko frequently flirt and lust after Keita, while much to his stress, he fights the urge to give in to them. And that's basically it. I don't have much to say here at all, which is unsurprising. Nothing about this show is special when compared to 90% of the other ecchi anime that are like it. Keita is your typical harem protagonist that freaks out over every sexual situation he gets put in. Ako and Riko are one-dimensional high school girls that have nothing more productive on their minds than banging their younger brother, and the parents seem to think all of this is normal, which probably explains why the family is dysfunctional as all fuck. Oh, and the episodes are not much better. Several of the episodes have the exact same premise. The premise being that Keita and the stepsisters go out and do random shit that somehow turns into a softcore pornography sequence with all kinds of jokes, kinks, and disturbing fetishes you come to expect from hentai. As you can imagine, unless you like this kind of stuff, it gets stale real fast. They do added new characters later on, but they are just as one-dimensional as the stepsisters. You got the busty shy girl, the lolly, the tsundere teacher, all the stereotypes you come to expect. The gags are tiresome to say the least. One of the episodes is literally just the overused cliche of man tries to not get caught in bathhouse during the women's turn. I mean, when Persona did this, at least it was mildly funny. Here, it's just garbage. There is virtually nothing I like about these characters or these episodes. What's funny is that this show actually has a continuity, but none of it matters if I don't give a shit about the characters. It's almost as bad as Garzy's Wing, but to KissXSis' credit, the reason for its existence clearly wasn't to tell a story, but rather it's a way to write softcore pornography. Doesn't make it much better though. The visuals are average. They are so average that I don't have much to say about them. But what is bizarre is that despite the fact this OVA was in the works for over half a decade, the art and animation didn't really see much improvement. Obviously, all the efforts went to the ecchi scenes, which are just eh. Now, I am not into hentai at all, but I can tell you right now that there are probably many other shows out there that offer the same thing, but better. Not to mention, some of the things that these characters do are just flat out gross. The only reason I kept going was because I had 2 bottles of Mike's Hard Lemonade at my desk, and I was drinking every last drop to numb the pain I had to sit through. Overall, the visuals are just a sad reminder of what OVAs are nowadays compared to how they were back then. Because when I think of awesome OVAs, I think of stuff like Get a Robo Armageddon or Bubblegum Crisis, not this pile of King Kong ballsacks. The music is straight up forgettable, with the exception of that god-awful opening theme that plays in every episode. The vocal themes are the most generic songs you will ever hear, and it gets stuck in your head for all the wrong reasons. The voice acting is really the only good thing about this miserable shit stain. The seiyus all did a decent job voicing their characters, though I did find some performances to be rather annoying. The only person I recognize in this OVA is the actress for Akko, Ayana Taketatsu, who is mainly known as the voice of Lifa from Sword Art Online, which is another miserable train wreck of a show. So overall, the voice acting is good. I can think of several things that describe what I thought about KissXSis. It was cliche, it had one-dimensional characters, bland as fuck visuals, awful music. It's like the perfect blend of everything that I despise about a lot of modern anime. I know this show might have some fans, and if you do like it, then more power to you. But my review show isn't about how good the eroticism is in an anime, it's about how good all aspects of the anime are. And really, aside from the fan service and the softcore porn, KissXSis has very little to offer. If you are looking for something serious, then I advise staying the hell away from this show and look somewhere else. If you are here for sex jokes and the porn, there are several other options out there that are better than this. It took me a while to get to this review, and I'm glad I finally finished it. Mainly because I never want to see this garbage fest ever again. Final score, 1.5 out of 10. Tune in next time as I take a look at an actual good OVA, Hades Project Zero Rhymer.